The surprising first step in being more courageous is understanding that an emotion isn't just something that you feel, an emotion is something that you do. You have a very different way of experiencing any emotion: courage, anxiety, love, overwhelm. You experience that very differently to me because it's something that you do. It's something that you've learned. You have your own process, which means that you get triggered into these emotions differently to me. You experience them different to me. And when you exit them and you go to a different emotion, that's different to me and to everybody else. So the first thing you've got to stop doing is putting yourself in this generic bucket that courage is this particular thing that everybody feels, because it's experienced in very different ways. And now, because it's something that we do, it's a learned state, it also means that you have very unique triggers about how you access it. So if you've ever found yourself feeling fine one minute and then completely overwhelmed or fearful or unhappy the next, and you have no idea why, the tiniest little unconscious trigger could have activated something in you and put you into that state. So this is where you get to say, okay, so it's not necessarily always my fault. There is so much blaming and self-judgment when it comes to emotions that we feel, which are completely unhelpful when it comes to us trying to feel a better way, to feel more confident or to take more action, to feel more brave, just to do something. If we're constantly judging ourselves for what we're currently doing or what we've not been able to do in the past, it's much more difficult for us to be able to move forward. So what I want to help you do in this particular session, although we're focused on courage, you can kind of do this exercise for any emotion that you want to feel more of, any emotion that you want to become more conscious, more rehearsed in a way that serves you, so that we can stop being so unconsciously emotional. In other words, we can stop experiencing this spectrum of emotions from an unconscious place and step more into consciously choosing, consciously activating, consciously triggering ourselves into more helpful, more positive, more resourceful states. So the purpose of this exercise is that whilst it marries up with how to be more courageous, you can use this for any emotion. The whole point is putting you back in the driver's seat, understanding that you don't have to be at the mercy of your emotions. You don't have to wonder, what kind of mood am I going to be in today? How's this thing going to affect me? You get to choose, but it is a practice, which means it takes time, which means it takes consistency in doing it. Trust me, over a period of time, when you consciously choose to direct your thoughts, and we'll go into that when I train you a bit more on psychology mastery, you get a whole new level of self-control that is potentially life-changing for the better. Now, in my success breakthrough method, there are lots of different ways for us to relearn how to change our emotional state, how to think differently so that we feel differently, because when we feel different, we create different realities for ourselves, much better realities. But for this point, let me just give you one short exercise that you can do. Now, the exercise that I'm going to show you right now is an energetic exercise. It's actually going to change the way you feel, but it's going to instigate a change in physical and physiological state. So please don't do this if you're driving a car or driving machinery. Make sure you're in a safe place to do this, because I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and to relax. Once you've closed your eyes and you've relaxed, I want you to imagine that stood before you is a version of your highest and best self. This is actually the truth of who you are. And the only thing that stops you from being this truth more often is the childhood conditioning that is causing these constrictions. And we're going to start to release some of those constrictions, loosen some of those ties today by teaching you how to activate greater courage. So really get a good look and feel for this higher self version of you. Really look at her in the eyes, get a real sense of her energy, and just notice that she has this serenity, of this sort of serene air of confidence. Notice how her shoulders are pulled back and her chin is lifted, her heart is towards the sky. And notice how she just has this innate peaceful power around her. You can tell by looking at her that she is not at whim of what other people think. She is totally centered and anchored into her own personal power, into her own divinity, into knowing that she is free to make choices, knowing that she is free to also make mistakes and learn from those rather than judge herself from them. Notice how she looks so vibrant and so young because she is not aged by worry or fear or anxiety or any other emotion that lowers her frequency. She is the epitome of the truth of who you are and what you are, which is limitless in potential, limitless in possibility, and limitless into your expansion. And now, whether you choose to speak this to her or whether you sort of just communicate through telepathy, you're going to just let her know that you're really ready for this time in your life when you want to activate greater courage to chase after your dreams with joy rather than fear and anxiety, greater courage to do the things that need to be done, greater courage to be more authentically you, greater courage to ask for help, whatever courage looks and feels like to you. And you're looking for her help. You're looking for her to help you step into this energetic state of courage. And she agrees. She absolutely wants to help you. And in order to do that, what you're actually going to do is you're actually going to step into her physical body so that you can feel the energy of what it is like to feel your ultimate levels of confidence and courage. And as we step into that version of you, I'm also going to ask you to gently press your thumb and forefingers together, just like this. And I'd like you to do this with your eyes closed, just as we have been before, because I really want you to focus on what's going on inside your body. I want you to feel what's happening, whether there is heat, whether there's vibration, whether there is tingling. I want you to notice what your posture is like, and I want you to adjust your posture as your higher self directs you to. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to just spend a few moments activating the energy. The higher self before you is going to create the physical, emotional, and physiological state of courage relevant to you. And then on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, step. You're going to step inside of her physical body and become her. And you're going to feel physical, emotional, and physiological shifts in your body. You're going to change the way you stand. You're going to change the way you feel. And as you do that, I'm going to say press. And you're going to just gently press your thumb and forefingers together. You may even take on this power pose. Depends what your higher self is doing. And we're going to stay in this highly energized state until I feel the energy starting to drop. And then we're going to say release. You're going to step away and remove the thumb and forefinger. And that will be the end of the exercise. Super simple. So if you're ready, close your eyes again. See your higher self right in front of you, you're face to face. And you're gonna ask your higher self now to please let her activate the highest energetic, physical, emotional, and physiological state of courage. Watch as her aura, sort of her energy, gets bigger. Watch as her shoulders come back. She may take a power pose. Watch what happens to her chin, her shoulders, her face as she steps into this super powerful energy of courage. Feel the difference in her. Look at what happens to her face. You're already starting to feel a difference just by witnessing and feeling the change within her. You feel yourself starting to get bigger in your own energy body. You can feel the courage pulsating just between you two, and now you can start to feel it pulsating in you. And I'm now going to count you in. So 1, 2, 3, and step into your higher self energy, and notice how you immediately step into this energy, this highest physical state of energy, of courage that you can be in. Notice what's happening to your shoulders. Now put your thumb and forefinger gently together. Notice what's happening in your shoulders. Notice that you feel the tingling or the energy or the pulsating running through your body. Notice how there's a shift of anything that's been dragging you down or holding you back. Notice that just dissipate away as you step into something that feels so powerful, so energetic, so big, so large, so much bigger than you ever thought you could be. You feel like your energy is spreading miles around your physical body. You are everywhere. And just notice how amazing you feel right now, how engaged and fulfilled and energetic and pulsating you feel. And just keep those fingers gently there. And just take a few big deep breaths here. Breathing in, puffing out your chest, feeling this miraculous, courageous energy pulsating through every single one of your veins and your capillaries, and your heart and your lungs feel stronger. And now just become aware as the courage is still there, but it's more silent, and it's more stealth-like, and it's more serene. And it is quiet, pulsating power with every single heartbeat that rushes through your body. And now it's time to come back. So just like we did before, I'll say 1, 2, 3, step. And when I say step, you're going to come back out of that body. So 1, 2, 3, step back into where you were before. Remove your thumb and forefinger. Just feel the shift in how your body feels right now. You're probably going to feel a little looser, a little bit more powerful. There's probably going to be a lot of you that are feeling a huge amount of heat. This is awesome. These are all signs that you have shifted something energetically. Now, there is no limit to the amount of times you can do that exercise. You can do it with any emotion that you want. And listen, if different things start to happen for you, if you start to see something different, feel something different, you want to go somewhere different, trust it. Right, I'm just giving you a guide right now, a starting point. Let it evolve as you see and feel fit. Now, the other thing to what we've just done there is we've created what we call an anchor. So this that we did here was an anchor. We have now anchored your body into a physical, emotional, and physiological state of courage. So anytime now you want to activate greater courage, you literally just have to gently press your thumb and forefinger together. Your body will remember what happened, your mind will remember what happened, and you'll activate that state straight away. Now, you can wear these out a little bit, right, just like a battery. So I would recommend that it's something that you do regularly. So anytime you are feeling courageous, if you're in the supermarket, if you're out running, if you do something that makes you feel super courageous, at any time when you're in that moment, just do this and re-anchor yourself into that courage. Fundamentally, I just want you to remember that when we feel an emotion, we are doing an emotion. And it's so well rehearsed that for most of us, it's an unconscious choice. So when you learn how to consciously choose how to feel and how to find methods that help you activate that and become much more well rehearsed, and I've got tons of those in the Success Breakthrough Method, you are in control of your bus at all points. Your life will change before you, because remember that fundamentally what we think creates this vibration. And we are in a creative, energetic world. So the frequency that we have, the vibration that we emit on a regular basis, our dominant frequency, is what creates our physical reality. So as we shift our thoughts, we shift our frequency, and we experience a completely different reality. If you like this, you know what to do. Please do support me and subscribe to the channel. Leave me a review and make sure you hit the bell so you get notified of all the next ones. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you again for the next episode.